Grief. It even sounds like something stuck in your throat, like the feeling found a way into the word itself. And that's the thing about grief. It doesn't make sense. Not the word, not the feeling, not the way it moves through you. You don't know whether to accept it, embrace it, try to suppress it, or try to let it engulf you. With every other emotion, there's somewhere to put it, an outlet. When you're happy, you laugh. You look for people to pour it on. You share it because it feels too big to hold alone. When you're sad, you cry, or you sleep, or you eat everything in sight, or you stop eating completely. When you're angry, you yell, or you go quiet. You may even break something. There's an outlet. There's somewhere for it to go. When you're in love, you do stupid things. You text first. You stay up too late. You make decisions your future self will have to answer for, but at least you're doing something. When you're jealous, you compare, you shrink, you pretend you don't care and then go home and start to overthink every situation. When you're afraid, you run or you freeze. Even shame has a direction. You hide. But grief doesn't have a direction. There's no instinct for it, no reflex, nothing your body already knows. You cry, but you know mid-cry that the tears aren't doing anything. They're not taking the pain away. You talk about it, but talking about it doesn't move it. It just describes it. You try to distract yourself, and it works, until it doesn't. Until you're in the middle of something completely unrelated, and grief just taps you on the shoulder like, "Hey, remember me?" And that's the sneaky part. It lingers. It doesn't stay where you left it. You do the work. You give it time. You feel it lifting. Some mornings you wake up, and it's like the weight redistributed itself. Still there, but bearable. You start to think, maybe you're on the other side. And then one cold morning, you're back. Right at the beginning. The disbelief, the heaviness, the hurt, fresh, like it just happened. Like every day of healing was a lie you told yourself. Because grief doesn't heal in a straight line. It doesn't care how long it's been, or how hard you've tried, or how much progress you thought you made. It just comes back, and nobody asks about that part. Nobody asks what you're supposed to do with an emotion that has no outlet, no instinct, no right answer. Nobody asks. Maybe because there isn't an answer. Maybe that's what makes grief different from every other emotion. Every other emotion asks you to react. Grief asks you to remember. And remembering isn't an action, it's a state. You don't wake up one day and decide to miss someone. You don't schedule it. You don't prepare for it. It just happens. A song you've heard 100 times suddenly sounds different. A photo becomes heavier than it was yesterday. You catch yourself reaching for your phone to tell someone something, only to remember you can't. For a moment, your brain forgets. Then it remembers. And somehow, that tiny moment of remembering hurts all over again. That's why grief feels endless. Not because the loss keeps happening, but because the remembering does. Over and over. In ways both predictable and completely unexpected. People talk about moving on as if grief is a place, as if one day you'll arrive at the edge of it and finally leave. But maybe that's never what healing was supposed to be. Maybe healing isn't learning how to let go. Maybe it's learning how to carry. Learning how to make room for an absence. Learning how to continue a conversation that no longer gets replies. Learning how to laugh without feeling guilty. Learning how to build a life around a hole that never completely closes. And maybe that's why grief feels so lonely. Because everyone else sees the event. They see the funeral, the breakup, the goodbye, the ending. But they don't see the thousands of tiny reminders that follow. The random Tuesday afternoons, the empty seat, the familiar scent, the memory that arrives uninvited, the version of you that existed before the loss. They don't see those parts. Only you do. Maybe that's why grief keeps returning. Not because you've failed to heal, not because you're moving backwards, not because time isn't working, but because love has nowhere else to go. And maybe that's the part nobody tells you. Grief isn't the opposite of love. It's what love becomes when it has lost its destination. So it lingers, it echoes, it revisits, it stays. And for better or worse, so do we. We keep going. We keep remembering. We keep carrying. And somehow, that's enough. But who is asking?